morning. My name is Stuart Lumon, and for sure, currently, before I head to work, I wanted to talk about a certain issue that is really common in society, and that issue is the rampant depression. The rampant depression. Many people can be depressed. In fact, records say that many people are depressed in life because of the circumstances they go through. They are depressed. Some are depressed because of hormones, and then some are depressed because they feel like they have been left alone. So, many people are totally depressed. In a statement released by Mayo Clinic, they define depression as a persistent state of someone being persistently angry, persistently sorrowful, and persistently losing interest in things that matter most. So, for them, according to the study they have made, they have seen that people who are persistently sorrowful and angry and sad, they are going through depression. And also people who have persistently lost interest in the things, activities that matter most in their lives, they have gone through depression. And this has been a study from Mayo Clinic. They have defined depression as a persistent state of one being sad or sorrowful or angry, persistently losing interest in things that matter most, and persistently overwhelmed and sorrowful. So many people now are depressed. In another study done by, in fact, it's a book done by Zach Eswin. That book is called Spurgeon's Sorrows, The Realistic Hope for Those Who Suffer from Depression. This man defines depression in three ways. In simple terms, he categorizes depression into three. The first depression is what we call circumstantial depression. And this depression comes upon a person due to circumstances. For example, loss of jobs, divorce, separation, feeling rejected. So somebody can be depressed because of the circumstances they go through. That's according to Zach Eswin in his book, Spurgeon's Sorrows, Realistic Hope for Those Who Suffer from Depression. He also categorizes depression into another form that is called biological depression. And he says that for this one, a person is born with hormones that trigger the depression. So some people are just depressed because of their hormones. It doesn't stop there. He also categorizes depression into another form of depression, and that is called the spiritual depression, whereby somebody feels that they are left alone. They don't have any spiritual backup. For example, God does not answer their prayers. God doesn't hear them. So for them, they go into depression like that. Um, just to put a stop, my name is Stuart Lumon, and I'm talking about the issue of depression and one of the solutions that can help people persevere that. But don't forget, please subscribe Please interact with me, and please like this stream. So those are the categories of depression according to Zach Eswin in his book Spurgeon's Sorrows, Realistic Hope for Those Who Suffer from Depression. And from Mayo Clinic stand viewpoint, they defined depression as a state of persistent sorrow, anger, sadness into someone, persistent loss of interest in things that matter most. Now, how do you know that somebody is going through depression? To some people, they really lose interest in things that matter most. They start sleeping a lot. They start being sad. Nothing makes them happy. If somebody reaches that state, maybe they are going through depression. Some symptoms, other symptoms can be that persistent feeling of really loss of hope, hopelessness, loss of interest, and also loss of motivation to move forward. That can be one symptom of depression. To others, it can be being overwhelmed, and they resort into drinking, they resort into speaking to themselves. That's another symptom of depression. To others, it is sleeping a lot, so they lose interest and they just wanna be in bed sleeping. To others, eating a lot. Somebody who has been not eating, they start overeating. Those are symptoms of depression. And please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Wai Zheng, you said ha. And Veronica, you said hello. Hello, Veronica. Thank you, Veronica, for being on. May the Lord bless you. So, from those symptoms, how do we try to solve the issue of depression? Number one, sometimes we cannot avoid situations that make us overwhelmed. Sometimes we can't avoid situations that make us sorrowful. Just imagine if somebody loses a loved one, how would they have prevented that? So sometimes it's inevitable. But if we do not know how to overcome those stressful moments, then we can end into depression. Sometimes you can't avoid things like separations or divorces, most especially when the other party has decided to leave. So you can't really avoid being overwhelmed, feeling sorrowful and sad. You can't really avoid it. But how can we avoid ourselves from being depressed? Number one, it is important to journal your life. In the Western culture, people vent to others. People vent to others. They resort to speaking to others. In the Western culture, people have therapists, and these are professionals, and they are so good. They can help you to recover yourself. But one of the most powerful things is to journal your issues. To some people, they journal to God. They can say, "Dear God, today May 1st, I don't feel good. I feel like you don't hear me. I feel like this workmate of mine is not treating me well. But help me, help me." When you express that on paper, it helps you to unload the pain in your heart, unload the issues from your heart. and put them to paper, knowing that maybe you are presenting them to the superior power of God to handle it. So journaling is very, very important and can help to reduce the levels of depression. Thank you so much, Matet. You said ho, and Rasi Dogayo. You said hi, boy. Sip. Um, a good morning to you all. Thank you so much for being on, and please subscribe. Please like this stream, and yeah, interact, please. So we've said that one of the issues or one of the solutions that can help cut down the depression is journaling. And let me give you a story. It's in the Bible. This man called David in the Bible was mostly depressed. He was overwhelmed by circumstances, fights, battles, both outside and inner battles. But one of the things he did was journaling, writing down the pains he was going through. And that's how even the book of Psalms come into reality. Most of the Psalms of David, he was journaling down his pain. It's a way of unloading yourself. You unload by writing down, writing down, writing down. One couple was saying that their marriage was going through intense fights and intense conflict. And instead of taking issues outside of the marriage that could break and separate the whole marriage, she decided to journal down the issues in her journal. So every day she could experience something bad in the marriage with her husband. Instead of going to slander her husband in other people, she resorted to say, Dear God, my husband today went to the shower, bathed, cleaned himself with the towel, left it wet, and put it on bed. I don't like to see the wet towel on bed. I feel like throwing his clothes into the trash. I feel like cutting his clothes using a pair of scissors. I feel like locking him outside of the house. She journaled all his pain. And since she did this, she did not slander her husband into society and community, but rather she presented the issue to God. She unloaded herself. So journaling can help reduce the levels of depression in society. The next time I will be here, I will give you another solution to depression. May the Lord bless you. My name is Stuart Lomo.